unmute, that would be the time. All right, so welcome to Sunday yoga. I'm going to need to take a deep breath here. All right. So today we are going to do a few things that I'm being guided to lead us through. We're going to start with our normal breathing, intentional breathing, and then we're going to do a mindful, as we start a mindful meditation where we'll have the opportunity to call in our guides or our angels if we'd like. You don't have to if that's not where you're at, but that will be an opportunity that you will have. And don't, if nobody like appears to you or you're not getting a feeling, have no fear because they are there. It's just something between the communication isn't happening. So just trust and have faith that when you call them in, that they will be there. And if you don't call them in, then they won't. So the choice is yours. And then we're going to do a nice gentle, I hope it's gentle, yoga flow with self-compassion in mind. And then a nice savasana with a self-compassion meditation. So that's what it's going to look like today. So let's get started. I wanted to let you know that the angel who is with all of us today and the energy bringing is Archangel Aurora, and she is a light bringer, and so she is surrounding all of us with light and compassion, and she understands that there's been a bit of darkness in the past few months, and so she wants to make it safe and allow us to bring in the sun and the light and welcome in brighter days and brighter space. So she will be holding space in our practice in general for all of us. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're just going to go back to an oldie but goodie brain regulation breath. So find your way into a comfortable seated position. Just really settle in. And then if it calls to bring your hand to your heart space. And bring your other hand to your belly, right around the belly button. And then as you're going to take a deep breath, and as you breathe in, you're going to zip your belly or your breath up, like you're zipping up a coat as you breathe in. Then as you breathe out, you're just going to zip down and allow that breath to fully release. So as you breathe in, you're really bringing your breath, zipping your breath up into your heart space. And as you breathe out, you're really releasing and allowing it to flow down and out through your belly. Breathing in, you're zipping up. And breathing out, you're releasing, zipping down. Breathe in. And out. Go ahead and do 3 more rounds at your own pace. And then when you're done with that third breath, just go ahead and release your hands to your lap, or if you're guided, you can keep them where they're at if that feels soothing. And gently close your eyes if they're not already closed. Return your breath to its normal breathing pattern. Just notice how you feel right now, starting with your body, noticing how your body feels. Noticing your heart space, noticing how you're feeling emotionally, or any emotions that might be present. And just allow everything to be exactly as it is. Allow those feelings, allow yourself to just be. Noticing your mind space, a point just behind your eyebrows, center of your mind. Just notice the texture, the quality, the busyness or not busyness happening in your mind. And again, just allowing it to be just as it is. Allow those thoughts, allow whatever's happening, just occur. And then connecting to that space just a few inches above the crown of your head, the space where your higher self resides, that outer area of your energy system. Can't be seen, but it can be felt. Your true connection to your soul. Notice that space. Establish a connection. Allow that space to connect, almost like a string or a cord attaching to the crown of your head, flowing down into your body, grace and wisdom, a beautiful light, filling your whole body, with knowing and understanding at the core level. Knowing that when this bond is strong, you are safe, you are guided, you are held in divine peace. Now we'll invite our spirit guides, our angels, if you choose to join us in your practice today, knowing that they will hold you in safety and gentleness, knowing you're fully protected. Their only wish is to help. You can invite them in just by asking them to appear, to be with you, to guide you through this practice. Whatever feels intuitive to you, however you want to invite them in. Some might introduce themselves with a name. Some, their presence can only be felt. Know that if you invite them, they are there, guiding you and holding you. And so it is. Taking a nice, big, deep breath in, maintaining that connection to your higher self, breathing out. Nice, big, deep breath in. Now, as you breathe out, opening your eyes, adjusting to the room, the external world, perhaps setting the intention that you'll maintain your connection with your higher self this entire practice. And we'll go ahead and get started. All right, let's go ahead and just start with our shoulder rolls. So breathing in, shrugging your shoulders up, and breathing out, rolling your shoulders. Breathing in, shrugging up, and breathing out, rolling your shoulders. Feeling into our shoulders, nice and gentle here. Going as slow or as fast as is available or necessary for you today. And then reversing directions, breathing in, shrugging your shoulders up, rolling your shoulders forward. One more. And bringing your shoulders back down to neutral, placing your right hand next to you, breathing in, lifting your left arm straight up and over, keeping both hips on the ground, maybe reaching those left fingertips towards that opposite wall. And breathing deeply into your side body. Releasing anything with your breath that might be stored in the top of that hip, the side of your body, perhaps your armpit. Maybe even feeling the energy flow through your hand and out. And then bringing your hand back down, placing it next to you, switching sides, lifting your right arm up and over, reaching your right fingertips over towards that opposite wall. Both hips stay on the ground. And breathing deeply into that right side body. Again, releasing your breath, anything stored. We learned last time that we store particularly anxiety and fear, but mostly fear in the tops of our hips, commonplace. These side stretches are amazing to release. All right, bring that right hand back down. You're going to open your legs up to the opposite corners. So wide-legged, seated wide-legged pose here. Sitting up nice and tall, you're going to imagine in front of you a giant bowl of something amazing that you would like to partake in. So soup or hot chocolate or coffee, something amazing you would really like to try right now that would be soothing for your soul and your heart. Imagine this giant bowl and you have a giant spoon. You're going to reach forward, straightening your arms straight out in front of you, grabbing that giant spoon, and you're going to lean forward and you're going to begin to stir that giant concoction, whatever it is, in one direction, making nice big circles around the outside of that pot. As you're breathing, maybe welcome any scent that you think might be coming from this yummy liquid in this pot. I don't know. There's a limit on how many times I can say concoction, but I feel like I reached it. All right, pause. I go the opposite way. I like to laugh. It's good. Good for the soul. Really stirring and really stretching out across those outer edges of that pot. Maybe opening up your back, the back of your legs, arms. And then coming to a stop, and it'd be mean if I didn't let you taste it. So maybe just scoop it up. Take a nice big deep breath in and blow on it. And then take it just a nice little sip. And imagine that liquid just flowing down through you, warming you, soothing you, comforting you. All right, we're going to come into our tabletop position. So your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. In a nice, stable tabletop position. And from here, as you breathe in, you're going to dip your belly button towards your mat and look up at the sky. And then as you breathe out, you're going to roll your spine up towards the sky and look back. And then breathing in, dip your belly, looking up. As you breathe out, roll your spine up and look back. Just continue at your own pace. Nice, gentle cat-cows. Using your breath to open the areas that might feel tight or restricted. Allowing the energy to just flow through. Let's do one more full round. And then coming back to your tabletop position, walk your hands forward towards the top of that mat. Curl your toes under, push your bottom up and back into your downward facing dog. And let's do a downward facing dog check here. So as I mentioned last class, the motion of your downward facing dog comes from your hips. So instead of pushing through your wrist, you're actually going to pull back and up with your hips. And that's going to relieve the pressure off your wrist. So many people don't like downward dog because it hurts their wrist. But really the motion comes from pulling up and back with your hips and maintaining that as you open up the back of your legs. Letting the crown of the head release towards the mat. And really what you should feel is a stretch down the back side of your body. Your knees can be bent, especially if you have tight hamstrings. You want to feel just that nice gentle stretch, the back of your legs. Nice deep breath in. Look up towards your hands. Step or hop your feet in between your hands and pause here in your forward fold. So the same thing goes for the forward fold. Bending your knees liberally, placing your hands on the mat, and then just lifting your hips up towards the sky as you release the crown of your head towards the mat. So here, you're going to keep your hands on the mat, and that means your legs might not be straight. And allow that to be, because you're offering yourself a much deeper opening down the back of your legs. Breathing here. Nice big deep breath in. Raise your arms up to the sky. And as you breathe out, bring your hands to heart center and just pause here for a moment just to check in. Now that we're standing, before we make any movements, make sure that we are completely aware that we are standing so that we don't get dizzy. Let our brain acclimate. And today we are going to do a bit of a different salutation. We're going to do a palm tree salutation, but it's modified to be gentle. We're going to stand facing the long edge of our mat. We're going to bring our feet together and kind of zip up our legs, bring our core in nice and tight. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in and raise our arms up to the sky and clasp our hands. And then we're going to begin by taking a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to bring our hands over towards the opposite side of the room, and then breathing in back to center, breathe in, and as we breathe out to the other side, breathe in, and as we breathe out, twisting our upper body towards the right, breathe in, back to center, and as we breathe out, twisting over to the left, breathing in, back to center. And as we breathe out, we're going to let our arms come out to the side. And the same thing. As we take a breath in, and as we breathe out, bring one hand to the ground and one hand to the ceiling. Breathing in, back to center. Breathing out, one hand to your left, or other hand to the floor, and the other hand to the ceiling. And back to center. Breathing in, and as we breathe out, twisting over to the right. Breathing in, back to center. And as we breathe out, twisting over to the left. And back to center. We're going to clasp our hands behind our back or place them on your hips. So if you can't clasp your hands behind your back, you can always place them on your hips. So choose your position. And as we breathe in, we're going to shift again over. So it's like our head comes over to the opposite side. And we're pushing our hip out, back to center, breathing in. Our head comes the opposite way. Pushing that other hip out and back to center. And we're going to twist gently to the right. Back to center, breathing in. Twist gently to the left. And back to center. The final one, you can keep your hands clasped behind your back for the last round, or you can bring your hands to reverse prayer pose or prayer pose behind your back. So whatever feels right to you and your body, or any of the other positions. You can put your hands on your hips, whatever you need. Breathing in, you're going to shift over to the side and back to center, over to the other side, and back to center, shifting one way, back to center, shifting the other way, and back to center. Keeping your hands as they are, or just choosing a position that you really, really like. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, gently folding forward, eventually releasing your hands to just hang, releasing the crown of your head. Placing your hands on your shins, just look up towards the front of the room, halfway lift, fold forward again. And then ever so slowly, just begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time, very slowly. Shoulders roll back, and your head is the last to lift. All right. So stepping to the top of your mat, nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, fold forward. Step your left foot back. Actually, step both feet back into your downward facing dog. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lifting your left foot and sweeping it in and through for a low lunge here. Dropping your back leg, your back knee, sorry, the mat. Nice big deep breath here and rise up into a modified crescent lunge. Now you can adjust here. Because your knee is on the ground, it's okay that this front knee comes forward a little bit in order to stretch and open the front of that back leg. But do what feels good to you. Should feel like a nice gentle stretch. Nice deep breath in. And if your brain starts talking, as it often does, just offer yourself some compassion. Like, you're doing great. It's okay. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever kind thought, offer yourself a bit of grace. Sweeping your hands back down, lifting that back knee up off the ground, stepping your left leg back into that downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lifting your right leg, sweeping it in and through, switching sides, dropping that back leg down again, that back knee down again to the mat. And then with a deep breath in, rising up, modified crescent lunge. Same thing on this side. You can move forward just a little bit if you want to open that back leg just a little bit more. But you do you. Do what feels right. Just sweeping your arms back, down, lifting that back leg up off the mat, stepping your right leg back again into that downward facing dog. One full breath cycle here, breathing in and out. And then here we go again. Nice deep breath in, lift your back leg up, and as you breathe out, step your left leg in and through. You're gonna step your back leg forward just a little bit. So it's about 3/4 of the way behind that front leg. And we're gonna rise up into our warrior one here. Your front leg is bent, your back leg is straight, your hips are straight. Forward, breathing in, raise your arms up into your warrior one. And let's do a higher self check-in. See if you're still connected. Focus on that space just above the crown of your head. See if you can feel it radiating your soul energy down into the body. Sweeping your hands down to the mat. Step your left leg back into that downward facing dog again. Full breath cycle here. And breathing in. I forgot which foot I did. Oh, breathing in, lift your right leg up. And breathing out, sweep your right leg in and through. Again, step that back leg forward just a little bit. So it's about 3/4 of the way back. Front leg is bent, back leg is straight, rising up in your warrior one. Hips are forward. And again, reestablishing that connection with your higher self. Letting it pour its wisdom and knowledge deep into your core. And sweeping your arms down to the mat. You're going to step your right foot back again. Downward facing dog. Last round. Nice full breath cycle here. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, lift your left leg and sweep it in and through again. You're going to turn your back leg so that your foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. Walk your front leg that's centered. Front leg is bent, back leg is straight, rising up into your warrior two. Find your way into your warrior two, focusing on that front knee, making sure that it's over the ankle. If it's not, shift your back hip until it is, either forward or back, until that knee is over your ankle. Gaze out over your left hand. Nice deep breath here again, connecting that higher part of yourself, that divine, that piece of your soul. Letting it flow through you and give you strength. Reaching out over those left toes, placing your left arm on top of your left leg, sweeping your right arm across your body, and reaching your fingertips towards the opposite wall. Nice big deep opening in that right side body. If you want to go a little deeper, you can flip your palm and wrap your arm around your back and look up. And that will bring you a little bit deeper into the stretch, but you do what feels right. And then releasing, coming back up through your warrior two, windmilling your arms down to the mat, pivoting that back leg so both feet are facing the short edge of the mat. Stepping your left foot back, downward facing dog is the last time. And I apologize, my booty is gonna be to the screen, but that's, that's an extra bonus for the cost of entry. Nice deep breath in. Lift your right leg. And as you breathe out, sweep your right leg in and through. Pivot that left foot so it's parallel to the back edge of the mat. Walk your right foot towards the center of your mat. Front leg is bent. Back leg is straight. Warrior two on this side. Arms come out. Check that knee and adjust your hip so that knee is right over your ankle. Crown of the head up to the sky. Gaze out over your right fingertip. I don't know if you can see it, but I have my flower agate in my pocket. Very gentle stone. I needed a gentle stone today. Highly recommend flower agate. The palm stone. I know a lot of you really like palm stones. You know who you are. Stretch that right arm out over those right toes. Bring your arm down to your legs. Sweep your left arm across your body. Reach those left fingertips to the opposite side of the wall. Sorry, the opposite side of the room. Find that higher self, that connection. Find your strength there. If you would like to flip and twist on this side, you can, bringing your arm behind your back, twisting and looking up, or just stay in your extended side angle. And then releasing back through your warrior two. Windmilling your arms down to the mat, pivoting that back foot so both feet are facing the short edge of the mat. And then step your back leg forward. And just a brief forward fold here, maybe one full breath cycle. And a nice deep breath in. Raise your arms up to the sky. And then bring them down to your heart center. Take a moment here. And then I feel like for the full moon, I would be remiss if we did not do a goddess pose. So get ready. Facing your long edge of the mat. You're going to step your legs out wide. Toes kind of pointing up to the top corners of the room, the top edges of the mat. Arms come up and fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. Nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, push your bottom back towards the back of the room. Bend your knees. Come into your goddess pose. So as deep as is available to you today. Breathing deeply, really connecting to that higher self, finding your strength. Breathing through it. Ultimate in energetic release. Just let it go. And a nice big deep breath in. Coming back up. Arms come out to the side. As you breathe out, legs straight, push your bottom back to the back of the room. Bring your hands to the mat. Release the crown of your head. And then begin to heel toe your feet together. So they're about hip width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. We're going to come into a deep squat. If that is not available to your hips and your knees, or you have any sort of hip or knee issues, please do not come into a deep squat. Just come down onto your mat and bring the soles of your feet together. Otherwise, you can begin to gradually bend your knees, lift your heels off the ground, and come into your deep squat. I lied. The goddess pose is the second to best pose for deep surrender and release. This is the best pose. So if you can get into it, it's very good. If you can't, a nice go between is a block. So you can place the block or several blocks underneath your bottom to help you. But again, if you have any type of knee surgery, hip surgery, or it just doesn't feel great, then the seated butterfly is another option. All right, you're gently gonna, if you're not already there, come down onto your bottom. Let's just go ahead and straighten out our legs like we did in the beginning. Wide-legged stance, or wide-legged seated position here. Nice big deep breath in. As you breathe out, begin to walk your right hand towards your right toes. They don't have to touch. And then you can stay here, or you can sweep your left arm over as if you're trying to reach for those same toes. And breathe deep, keeping both hips on the ground. And coming back up, recentering yourself, and then beginning to walk your left hand towards your left foot. And staying here. We're sweeping your right arm up and over to try to reach for those toes as well. And then coming back. A restorative pose today is actually tree pose. We're going to do restorative tree pose. You're going to lay on your belly. Bring your right ear to the mat. Your arms can come down to your sides. And you're very slowly going to bring your right foot to the inside of your left leg. And then very gradually begin to bend that right knee so that you are in some sort of position that feels available to you. We're just going to stay here just for a few moments. And as you breathe in and out, just let your body release. If you're finding that hard, move your foot down your leg a little bit. And just with each out breath, let yourself release further into the ground. Again, connecting with your body here and just noticing how your body feels, your heart feels, your mind, that connection to your higher self. Just noticing and allowing. A nice deep breath. Release that right leg. We'll go ahead and switch sides. You're going to switch. So you're going to bring your right ear to the mat and then bring your left foot to the right inside of the right leg and just bring it up, bend your knee to a point where you feel a nice release that you can really just sink in here. And then just allow, as you breathe in and out, just allow your body to release, to sink deeper into the ground. You might notice one side is different than the other, and that's normal. You might need to adjust. Just finding a moment of stillness here. And noticing, accepting, allowing. And then gently releasing that left leg. And very, very gently rolling over onto your back. I'm going to switch sides so that my feet are not to my guru. All right. One last thing before we enter into our wonderful savasana. Just keeping your left leg straight. Bring your right leg in towards your chest. Do a nice good squeeze. Maybe give it a little bit of love and gratitude. Tell it some nice things. Our legs, they really do a lot for us. We should be grateful when they work, when they hold us up, when they carry us through life. And then just gently, when you're ready, bringing that right leg across your left hip, keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. Nice supine twist. Round out our physical practice. Take this moment to just let anything in your physical body that wants to let go, just let it go. It doesn't want to stay, it wants to go. No need to keep it. Say bye-bye. We're done with you. Let's go. Good night. It's time to welcome something new in. All right, bring that right leg back up. Stretch your right leg out. Hug your left knee into your chest. I always feel like I run out of mat. I didn't think it was that long, but Maybe one of those extra long mats. Hug that left knee with some good love and gratitude. And then when you're ready, gently guide it across your right hip, keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. Nice supine twist on this side. And a final moment to release whatever's left, whatever's ready to go. Don't force it out. I mean, it's not ready to go, then it's probably serving. But if it's ready, just let it go. Just breathe into it. It just, let's just let it go. All right, bringing that right leg back up. Let's realign our hips. All right, so your choices for Shavasana. You can keep your knees bent and your feet flat on the ground. This is very supportive for your low back. If you have any low back issues, I highly recommend this for your Shavasana. If you just really, really love hip openers, you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall out to the side. Or you can stretch your legs straight out in front of you and come into traditional Shavasana. Arms come down to the sides. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Really get rooted and grounded into your mat. Maybe even just kind of like wiggle yourself down. You're snuggling into like a down mattress or something. I don't know. Big giant pillow. Nice deep breath in. Full breath out. Closing your eyes, releasing the external world. Nice deep breath in. Now as you breathe out, see if you can relax just 10% more. Another deep breath in. Now as you breathe out, see if you can relax just a little bit more, deeper into the ground. Return your breath to its natural breathing pattern. And I'm going to guide you through a self-compassion practice. At times, it might be helpful to place your hand on your heart or your belly. You can leave it at your side, whatever calls to you. We're going to begin in our mind. I'm going to bring some mindfulness to our week, our situation, what's happening in our lives. Maybe recalling some difficulties we might have experienced. And if at any time it feels too difficult, just return your attention to your breathing and release the practice. But just trying to recall perhaps some difficult feelings or situations, bringing some mindfulness to that situation, that emotion, noticing where you feel it in your body. And breathing into that area, allowing your breath to soothe wherever you feel it. And then welcoming in some common humanity, recognizing that we're all human, we're all here on this earth, we're all learning, we're all growing. We all deserve grace and forgiveness. Maybe welcoming some common phrases others would feel the same in this situation. Others have experienced these emotions. I'm not alone. This feeling is human. This experience is part of the journey. Whatever helps you to connect to your common humanity, understanding that we're all here learning, growing. We're all making mistakes. And then welcoming in a bit of soothing words or comfort. You can begin by asking yourself, what do I need right now? What do I need to hear? What do I need to do? And giving yourself those words, almost like you would give them to a friend, family member. They were going through the same struggle. They were feeling the same emotions, offering that bit of compassion that you would offer to others to yourself. And saying those words that you need to hear in your mind. It's okay. You're only human. I'm here for you. I'm holding space. I love you. If it's helpful, you can offer yourself a bit of soothing touch in the area where you feel the emotion or the difficulty. You can connect to your higher self and allow it to flood you with divine light. Allow it to heal you, knowing that you deserve healing just as much as anyone else. And just be here in this moment with your soothing touch, with your higher self, with your words of compassion and kindness. Allow yourself to be. Mm, Taking a nice, gentle, deep breath in. As you breathe out, releasing the practice, releasing yourself from Shavasana, welcoming in any intuitive movement, maybe starting with your feet or your hands. Maybe moving your knees or tapping them on the ground. Maybe moving them side to side. Maybe another deep breath in and raising your arms above your head, releasing your spine, opening your eyes. Ever feels hopeful to release you from this Shavasana practice. And then gently rolling over onto one side and pausing here for a moment, allowing the blood to flow back through your heart and your brain. Another moment to reconnect with that higher self, establishing that bond. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, pushing yourself up to seated. Um, I don't know about you, but I thought that was magical. I think I get the same a bit out of it as you all do. But thank you for showing up and allowing me to guide you through that. And thank you to all of our guides and the angels who joined us. The light in me is a direct reflection of the light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you all.